Hello everyone, welcome to my first ever live, and I'm so scared and nervous to do this. Nervous not in like the scared way, but nervous in kind of the excited way. And this is how I'm training my brain as well, right? So what I'm doing is every single time I feel nervous or feel that scared feeling, which I was doing by the way, before I pressed the button for 5 minutes, I was like this because I was like so scared. It's my first ever live. So if anything goes wrong, you have to give me that grace. But yeah, coming back to the point, one of the strategies that I'm following, that I learned recently is every single time that I get scared or I feel nervous, I tell myself I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. So I'm kind of reprogramming my mind to identify that feeling of being scared as something which is good. That way, when I'm looking forward to grow, when I'm doing different things to grow in my life and I'm having those first times with different things, my brain would be already ready and it will be much more open to do it. And this is part of training our a brain of a part of our brain which is called reticular activating system. Words really matter. The kind of words that we say to ourselves for different things that are happening within us or outside us matter a lot because it relates and it develops our reticular activating system. It's a area in our brain which is responsible for consciousness, for our behavior, and for our motivation as well, if that is something that you struggle with. So we'll be talking about areas going forward, but today let's come to the point of, why have I started doing this live and what are we going to discuss today? So I did this live to actually share my brain and share what are the different kind of ways that I have trained myself, that I train my mentees, and it actually goes around into your brain, training your brain to see how you see things differently, training your brain to see your life differently, your own self differently, different things outside differently, because that's all that matters. You might be thinking everybody has resources or everybody has different things that makes them successful in their lives, but that's not true. Why? Because there are so many people, if you take everything from them away, they will still be able to do something, because the reason for the success is not the things or resources that they have, but the brain, the kind of brain that they have developed and trained. So I'll give you an example. There's a person who is a famous personality called Grant Cardone, and he has over $500 million of net worth. He has around $6 million of net worth, and that person has done it for zero. So Discovery Channel reached out to him and said, we want to give you a challenge wherein we will take away everything that you have, your contacts, every single thing, and what you have to do is you have to show us that you can make $1 million in under 3 months. Grant, he said, okay, you're taking away everything. You're taking away my contacts as well. And you're taking away my identity as well. You're going to port me into some different country. That's scary, but let's just raise the goal a little bit. I'm not going to do $1 million. I'm going to do $10 million. So mind you, this was the person who had everything with him, a millionaire already. He was taken away all the different resources he has, even his reputation, his contacts, and his identity as well. And you know what he did after 3 months? He made $5.5 billion from scratch. That's the power of your brain. So you might be thinking, wherever you are in your life, in order to grow, whether it is in your career, whether to grow your finances, or whether you to grow yourself, your health, you do not need different things. You need to train here. This is the most important part. Remember Grant Cardone, he could do everything again because he had trained his mind. I have done the same too. I had a really successful corporate career. I ended it and started this business from scratch. Now it's not doing $1 million, but I have at least made 6 figures till now. And I started it from zero. How did that happen? Because I have trained my mind, and those are the things that I'm going to teach you guys as well over this life, over different ways that I communicate with you. And Take another example, Priyanka Chopra. She's a businesswoman, she is an actor, she is a philanthropist, and even after you take away everything from her, you can tell them that she can go ahead and build something again from scratch. Why? Because she has trained this mind. So we need to train our mind in order to do anything that we want to do. It doesn't matter you want to grow in your career or you want to start a new career, like become a pilot or do something technical. 70 to 80% of the work is always about working on your mind. Skills and knowledge, everybody has it, especially with the invent of AI and internet. It's with everyone. But what makes it different, what makes it different for people who go ahead and take that knowledge and do something about it, is not that knowledge itself, is not that resources itself, but their own mental capacity. And everybody can work on it. Why? Because I'll give you an example. The only difference between you, wherever you are in your life, and the person who is, say, at Harvard, the only difference is between two things. One is your knowledge. For example, both, take an example of washing hand. ठीक है, anybody can wash hands. A person from Harvard can wash hands, and a person from a tribal community in, say, the Amazon rainforest can do it as well. The only difference that remains between them is the knowledge that they have. The Harvard person knows that hand washes have to be done frequently because they protect you from germs and they improve your health. A tribal person may not know it. So the first thing that you need to grow in your life, work on your health, work on your career, and do everything is first knowledge. And I would say a lot of us already have knowledge. We have access to constant knowledge on a day-to-day basis. So the second thing that you need is to utilize that knowledge by removing your mental obstacles. It's just our mental obstacles that stop us from applying that knowledge. And that's what we're going to discuss today. I've not gotten ready. I'll try getting ready. It's difficult for me, and I am nervous again because it's my first live. But let's see how we do. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to tell you is work on your knowledge, and if you already have that knowledge, then work on utilizing that knowledge to get benefited in your life. Because without it, nothing is gonna happen. All our lives, we see these people who are less smart than us growing, right? We do that because it's not knowledge that makes the difference. It's how much of that knowledge are you using that makes all the difference. Now, the second thing that I want to tell you is how will you make sure that you're utilizing your brain first, and you utilizing your enough brain. First thing is a statistic, okay? Do you know an average human utilizes only 5 to 10% of their brain in their entire lifetime? Only 5 to 10% of your brain capacity. And people who are successful, people who solve big problems, complex problems, they utilize up to 35% of their brain. So there's so much of mental capacity that is available with you if only you use it to grow in your life. That's the first thing. And second thing, how will you do it? You need to have or find out or take out enough time to actually utilize your brain and work on your full potential. So why am I talking about it? If you know about my journey, okay, I was literally a girl from a village. The moment I decided to give CAT, I couldn't even speak in English. Okay, and I got a 99.64 percentile in CAT in just 5 to 6 months. A person who couldn't even speak in English got 99.64 percentile in the VARC English section of the toughest competitive exam in the country. How was I able to do that? I was able to do that by first removing my mental obstacles. Obstacles could be anything. For example, procrastination, your limiting beliefs, your self-worth issues, your self-doubt, your distractions, all of these things. The first thing that I did was removed all of my mental obstacles, and we'll be talking a lot about different ways that you can do it as well. And second thing is I made sure to utilize my time fully. Those are the only two elements that you need to grow in your life. If I, a person who did not even know how to speak in English, can crack CAT and go to the best companies in the world to work there, you might be at a much better position than me, because you're literally listening to me speak in English. Okay, so if I could do it, you yourself, wherever you are in your life, can do so much better if only you utilize your time, utilize your mind, and utilize your full potential. Now, why do we need to talk about this? Like, why does it really matter? See, as I told you before, the difference between you, me, the difference between anybody who you look up to, anybody who you feel is successful, is nothing. We are literally the same person. We have the same blood, same bones, same mind as well. We are given the exact same mind. The only thing that's different is not your skill level, not your knowledge level, because that can always be worked at. The only difference is how better and how much do you utilize your own potential and mind, and how much do you utilize your time. Those are the only two things. And that's the only difference between you and the person that is growing. They utilize it into their own goals. They utilize their time, attention, everything into their own goals, their own life. And you, I don't know, maybe somebody else, your work is taking all of it. And your distractions could be taking all of it, your procrastination could be taking all of it. So the only difference that lies between you and anybody else who you think is successful, who you think is doing better, who you think is earning better money, is only that. So the first thing that I want you to do is to ask yourself, am I utilizing my full potential? Am I utilizing my time into my own goals, into my own life, or is it going into other things as well? That's the first reflection that I want you to do. Second thing I want you to ask yourself is, where is my attention going? Attention has always been, a very important thing, but in today's world, you must have heard this quote, okay? Attention is currency. In today's world, it is actually currency. It is the currency which can help you grow and anybody else grow. So either if you so wherever you're putting your attention, that area is growing. If you're putting into other people's content, they are growing, not you. And if you put that attention back into your own life, then you will be the person who grows. So ask yourself, where is my attention? Where do I put my attention on a day-to-day basis? Is it going into my own life and my own goals, or is it going into someone else? And I'll tell you a reason why we spend it on not ourselves but other people. It actually stems from self-worth issues. How we feel about our own life and our own self. Do we feel our own life and we ourselves are deserving of that attention or not? So it comes from self-worth issues. If you feel, your life is boring, or you are boring, or other things, other people, random influencers, random YouTubers and random celebrities are much more, interesting, then you need to look at, or you need to analyze your own self-worth. How are you seeing your life? If you do not pay attention to yourself, you, the only person who knows yourself the closest, who understands your own importance and your own life, and you are the only person who can work on your life. If you yourself does not put your full attention into your own life, but go ahead and give it to distractions, some of it could be actually stemming from self-worth issues, and I want you to do that reflection and work on that. Why do you think somebody else or somebody else's life is more important than yours? It's so much important that you're giving your top two resources, your attention and your time, into those. It stems from their self-worth, and I want you to do that analysis and ask yourself, why do I feel they're more important than me? To me, myself. Why are they important than my own life? Right? So ask yourself that question. Why are random people and their life more important to me than my own life? Okay. So ask yourself and make sure that you realize the worth of your own life and your own self, because your life, it is worthy of your time, it is worthy of your attention. It needs it the most. Those people, those random influencers, YouTubers, actors, and your company does not deserve 100% of your time and attention. Your own life deserves it the most. It does. If that's not there, it is going to lead to suffering, it is going to issues in health, issues in not making enough money, not having enough finances. It is going to lead to all of those issues. Why? Because your time and attention is going into other people's life and not into your own life. So just to make my point clear, the only two things that you need to do is work on your potential and utilize your time and mind fully. Once you start doing that, and we'll be discussing a lot, I would welcome you to see this live or see my YouTube videos, wherever you can. I will be talking a lot about these. I'll be giving you practical tools to work on these. And if you want to work on these ASAP, then I am doing a workshop this Friday to Saturday. It's absolutely free, no commitment at all. Come, take the benefits and go. You'll be knowing how to utilize your time fully, how to get rid of distractions, and how to put your time and attention back into your own life. So we'll be discussing that. I love you if you do, I love you if you don't, but that is not the point. The point is, please put your time and attention back into your own life. That's the most important thing ever. Now, you must be saying, Deepa, I have a lot of problems in my life. Okay, let's talk about your problems. Let's work on your problems. Let's see how we can improve them. The first question I want you to ask yourself is, what are the different kind of problems that I face that are stopping me from growing in my own life? And I'll give you examples. It could be internal problems like procrastination, laziness, distractions, all of those. And it could be external problems as well. For example, my work takes up all of my time. My office has politics. I have stress because of different reasons. So I want you to really make a list of all of the problems that you're facing on a day-to-day basis and see. Then go ahead and divide those problems. What are the problems that I cannot avoid? For example, I was having a wisdom truth problem and I cannot avoid it. If you have health issues, if you have certain important meetings or certain important things in your life, or some pain or problems in your life which are health related, then definitely you can't get rid of it. Okay, so first would be those problems which you do not have control or choice over. You have to deal with them. So first, I want you to list down your problems and then do this classification. Which are the problems that I have zero control over? Like, I have to face it. For example, I had to get my wisdom tooth fixed. Now, the remaining problems, then I want you to look at them and see those are the problems that you have a choice or control over. For example, procrastination. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. That's not what I'm going to say. But those are indeed the problems which you have choice and control over. For example, procrastination, distractions. You have choice and control over them. And you can definitely look at them and see why they might be impacting you in your own life. So see your problems and see how much of it are the ones which are real relevant problems which you can't just get rid of and you have to go through them, and what are the other problems where you have choice over. Now, I'm not saying that choice is going to be easy. It's not easy. For a lot of people, it sometimes it's not easy. For me also, productivity is a lifestyle. It's not something that you do once and you're done with it. Even I, as an expert, as someone who has been training other people to on this topic, even I face those issues sometimes, because, as I said, productivity is a lifestyle. It's not a one-time thing. It's a muscle that you have to work on every single day. Now, the second thing that I want you to ask yourself is, now these are the problems that I have a choice to do something about. What can I do about these? Again, I'm not saying you have to go ahead and do anything about these at all right now, but go ahead and ask yourself, what can I do about these? Do I already have knowledge how to get rid of it, or do I not? If I have the knowledge, then have I actually applied that knowledge? Because unless you're applying that knowledge, it's of no use. You will see people who are much less knowledgeable than you, much less skilled than you, or maybe much dumber than you, growing in your life. Why? Because even if they know one thing, they go ahead and apply. They're not smart enough to doubt themselves only. So first thing is, if ask yourself, if I have the choice to work on these things, then what are the different solutions? Do I have the knowledge of those solutions or not? If I don't have the knowledge, then where can I get that knowledge from? And if I have the knowledge, how can I apply them? And if I don't have the knowledge of how to apply, where can I learn it from? Make that list, because, and you have to go ahead and write that, because otherwise it's not gonna happen. ठीक है? A lot of us, especially men, hi Animesh, Puru, a lot of us, what we do is we know a lot of things, okay, and we think हाँ हमारे दिमाग में तो है, so it's fine. No, your brain is RAM. It's random access memory. हमने सबने स्कूल में पढ़ा है, right? Unless you write things down, you are not working on those. There's a statistic, scientific evidence around it. People who write things down, write goals down, write problems down, are much more likely to achieve those goals and work on those problems. They are 40% more likely. So 40%, आधे से ज़्यादा, आधा chance तो आपका ऐसे ही increase हो जाएगा if you go ahead and write these things down. So go ahead and write down your problem, write down which ones are the ones that you don't have any control over, which ones are the ones which you can control, and then write down, how can I work on these? What can I do? How can I apply this knowledge? So those are the two things that I want you to ask yourself today. Because the reason I'm sharing all of this is, why would you settle with less? एक ही life है हमारे पास. We have just one life, and today, like, it's the best time to exist. Today, right now, it's literally the best time to exist. You do not need a gym trainer. YouTube videos hain. You do not need any fancy, books or anything. Everything is available online. Courses, videos, हर चीज available है. या फिर थोड़े से बहुत ही कम प्राइस पे भी अवेलेबल है, even if you have to pay for certain things. ठीक है? So there's nothing stopping you from improving yourself. But why would you want to settle with less? Another question I want you to ask yourself. Why would you want to settle with less? Less money, less career growth, less health, less fitness. Why would you settle with less? Okay, go ahead and work on your potential. Remove all of your mental obstacles and utilize your time fully. आपके पास टाइम होगा तो आप अपने मेंटल इश्यूज, मेंटल ऑब्स्टेकल्स पे भी वर्क कर सकते हो. आपके पास टाइम होगा तो आप अपना अपने पोटेंशियल पे वर्क कर सकते हो, उसको इम्प्रूव करने पे वर्क कर सकते हो, और हर एक चीज अप्लाई करने पे वर्क कर सकते हो. सो गो अहेड एंड take back your time and attention from everything that doesn't deserve it. Other people's life, your company which is taking probably 100% of it, other influencers, YouTubers. Take back your attention and time, your most important resources, which are absolutely free but are most important for you and your own life growth. Take those back and put it into your own life. And ask yourself, why am I settling with less? I do not deserve to be settled with less. I do not deserve to be less happy, less fit, less, growing in career, or less money. I do not deserve all of that. I deserve better. And I'm going to make my life better. And I hope today's session helped you do that. I think it's beautifully growing. Happy to have you here as well. And guys, this was my first live. I know I flunked a couple of times, but I'm really proud of myself how this went today. And the only question that I want you to leave you with is, and the reason why I did this entire thing is, just ask yourself, why would you want to settle with less? You do not deserve to, you do not need to. just go ahead and take back your time and attention from wherever it is that doesn't deserve it and bring it back to your own life. Ask yourself that question and work on every single thing that you want to achieve and that you want to do. This is our life for today. It was amazing having you. To be very honest, I was not expecting anyone, but I am really blessed to have three of you here. And I loved, having this conversation with you. So have a good day and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.